Hello and welcome to Tech Town Season 2, Episode 7.
Yeah.
We're back. We're talking all things tech. This week, our topic is Government 2.0.
Oh, yeah. Government 2.0. I mean, we've had Government 1.0 or 0.5 or beta or whatever we've had for a long time. So it's time to take it to the next level.
That's right. So we're going to talk about how technology is going to aid us and aid our ability as society to govern ourselves in the future. Or maybe it's going to make it worse.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's plenty of fun things to talk about. So, all right. So, and I'm the town wizard.
And I am Mr. Ellsberg.
There we go. All right. So, good to have you guys with us. So,
that's right.
Democracy 2.0.
Let's talk about it.
That's Government 2.0. This is all, kind of a made up word so far.
Yep.
But people are starting to latch onto these words, so it starts to mean something. But at first, really what we're going to talk about is like, what is kind of the way for you to interact with the government these days, or to get information about the government, or things that are going on in the world of politics and United States and things like that.
Right. It should be easier, right?
It should be. I mean, we have the internet and all these fancy toys, so shouldn't we be able to participate in government? So I would hope so. So first things first, the Oregon, the election day is coming up. So
right.
If you guys happen to be over 18, definitely register to vote and vote.
It is around the corner.
Yeah, and if you're not 18 yet, then definitely get ready to be voting. At least get familiar with the process. Just start to maybe read over the ballots and see what everything means. And yeah, this is a great voters pamphlet you got in the mail. And it's a thick thing with lots of little text. It's a big old guy,
yeah.
But this is like the best way that you actually get these days to kind of actually vote and participate. So, check it out.
Right. This is one of the tools. This is an old school tool.
Old school tool.
Yeah,
1.0.
Yeah, we got some new ones for you.
Yeah, exactly. So in the links below the YouTube video, in the little description, click Show More.
Show More.
And then, you can see some official information from the Oregon government about voting. There's also a good site called Ballotpedia. And Ballotpedia basically is Wikipedia for ballot measures. And when it's about election time, you can really see everything, which is really cool.
Right.
So it'll say for each measure, the pro and the con. It's kind of like what that voter pamphlet does, but more what I want to see as a normal human.
Right.
It's, for each measure, you can click through and it has different people who endorse things, and it's a good site.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you just read the wording of one of the ballots that are up for election, it is very confusing.
Oh yeah. They have all sorts of ye olde language and weird things. So sometimes it's nice to see. There's a couple nice ways to look at, let's say, a ballot measure. One of them is who supports it. So if you happen to trust other people, maybe there's a website you trust or an existing, governor or politician you trust. They say this person supports this thing.
Right.
Another one is they have a lot of pro and con arguments right there. So the supporters will write a little blurb on why you should vote for this, and then the opposition will write their little blurb, so you can get a little kind of argument for it.
Yeah, it's much better to get as much information as you can, especially some of those, the wording on some of that stuff, it's written a lot of times to confuse you.
Oh yeah, exactly, because they want to just tweak some things. So all right, so that's beta government 1.0 or something. Now, what you can kind of currently do with government of the future. Number one, the White House has offered petitions. So we talked about this a little before, but you can go onto the White House petition site. It's petitions.whitehouse.gov, and you can create a petition, get people to sign it, and if you get, I believe now it's 100,000 votes, but it might even be more at this point, then you can get an official response from the White House.
That's right. So this is where the Deport Justin Bieber petition came from, and then we've talked about that before.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, you have a lot of really goofy things on there. On the other hand, it does bring up a lot of issues, and it's it's the power of the people. You just have to have an online presence, to be able to submit.
Right. For this, it's like it has to exist. Right. It didn't exist before, which is crazy that we couldn't go on as a people to the White House and say, "Here's our petition." So at least it does exist. It's not quite there yet because it doesn't make anything into a law. All it does is give them the opportunity to give an official response.
Right.
So it's not like it solves everything, but it's like, okay, we have a little bit of a way to actually contact our government and ask them things or demand things.
Right. And obviously for you who's watching at home, our tech townies, they know how to get online. But access to the internet isn't something that's everyone has in the United States and in any other place in the world. So until we also get to the point in which people know how to access those sites, we're still going to have these types of inefficiencies and injustices or inequalities.
Absolutely. Sometimes you can see a lot of people with all these internet access and everything around you, and you think everybody has it. Sometimes you see nobody has it. So I'd say create an online petition to the White House to get everybody internet access.
That'd be great.
I think that's an important one. So, okay. And then the government has other websites. I have a link to a list of government websites that are useful.
Right.
And it's, they have everything. The idea is that the government is ours. We, pay for and own the government.
Mm-hmm.
And so that we should be able to see everything that they're doing. So you can see their records, you can see if you have a history with the government, you can see property information. So there's a lot of information that's cool out there that you can actually go get on the internet.
Yeah, you request all that stuff. Yeah.
So requesting. Okay, so the Freedom of Information Act. That's an interesting one. This is trying to get to Government 2.0 and is having some trouble. So the Freedom of Information Act was a bill that was passed that says, more or less, us citizens should be able to request answers from the government. So we should be able to write to the government and say, hey, I want to know about this thing you did that I'm not so sure about, and know some details. Or what do you know about me and my history? Because it's the government. We own the government, so give us the answers.
Exactly.
The problem is the government has a lot of things that they want to keep secret.
Mm-hmm.
So
for your safety and protection.
Right, for safety. And, there's something to be said for that, because there's absolutely times when the government needs to keep something safe and secret. So the Freedom of Information Act, I would recommend you guys look it up. It's a little controversial because we can't always get the answers that we need. So sometimes what they say is we can neither confirm nor deny. And there's a whole podcast I have listed about that whole phrase, neither confirm nor deny, because they may neither confirm nor deny your question.
Right. It's like pleading the fifth.
Yeah.
Or something.
As a citizen. Too. Yeah. All right. So that's kind of like where we are today. We can get a little information from the government, sort of.
Yep.
Now we're moving on. We're getting a little better. Now we're going to show you a tool that actually Mr. Ellsberg found that is about seeing about your representative in government. So like for Oregon or Portland and, our area, to see your representative and how they feel about different issues.
Exactly.
So
what this does is it does a really cool kind of map, something like this. And what you do is you put in your zip code.
Let's do by zip code. Let's do 97202. That's my zip code.
Okay, 97202. And so what you do is you're going to click go here, and then it's going to pop up all of the different people.
Oh, it's everybody.
Yeah, everyone. Okay. All the way from the president all the way down to your local, U.S. Congress and state Congress.
Oh, and state senators.
Senators.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you can basically click on any one of these.
Nice. I want to see about Earl Blumenauer.
All right. And
so he's our senator, I believe.
Yep.
And he's up for re-election this time.
Yes.
And is this senator?
I think might
or is he the representative? Ooh, I better know this one. This is important.
Yep. He is our U.S. representative.
Okay, representative.
Yep.
Okay,
good. U.S. congressman.
Okay.
And so what you can do is, go ahead and click on. Let's see how it's on the environment.
Yep. What does my congressman think about the environment?
All right.
So it has a bio, votes, position, funding,
speeches, rating.
Wow.
And so
bio. Let's see. What is bio on environment? He's a member of some commissions and task forces.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then you can go down to the full bio if you want, and then read more. And
okay.
So it will give you all sorts of information.
That's like full bio.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's try. Okay, his positions on the environment.
All right.
Do you support the federal regulation of greenhouse gas emissions? Yes. Okay, so he does support regulating greenhouse emissions, trying to get rid of global warming.
Yeah, and you can see the whole history, which is kind of cool as well. So obviously, it's only got a few things on there for his the environment stuff. So maybe you want to look and see how he's rated.
Yeah.
By different groups. You can click in on that, and then you can see that the League of Conservation Voters, if you are hip to what their positions and their points of importance are. They
Oh,
rated
nice.
him 96%. So he's getting 96, 95, 100%, 83. So it looks like he's getting a lot of support from these environmental
So
organizations.
what's cool is that you can like click on these organizations and see what they're all about. Because, you know, if you got rated 100% by the evil, you know, poo throwers of America,
Oh, those are
then,
the worst.
yeah, you don't want to get 100% from them.
Right.
So they may get a high rating, but you have to know who's rating them. But anyway, I think this is really cool because it's like nice to look at.
Yeah.
A lot of times this stuff is just so small text and crazy. Sometimes you just want to be able to see like a couple things in a nice way.
Exactly.
And this is laid out really nice. So I like
Very
that.
cool.
Yeah. All
So
right.
yeah, that's Project Vote Smart, and it's bigger than just the galaxy. So you can go outside of this and then check out some of their other resources and tools that they have there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. It's a good website, votesmart.org. All right. So here's another one where I think they're doing a good job at trying to get a little better on our version of democracy.
Right.
So we have countable.us. I'm going to take you guys to that site. So countable.us. And actually, I got to say, I feel like I invented the idea for this website.
Okay.
So I thought of this and I said to my friend, hey, we should make this website. And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. It's going to be tough, but let's do it. And then I didn't do it, and then they did. So I'm glad they did. Sometimes you have ideas and other people make them. So what this is, the idea of this is that we should all be able to just vote on our cell phone, right?
Right.
Like you have, or your computer or something.
Yep.
You have your computer and you have the internet. It should say, here's the issue, and you get to vote yes or no. So this is basically that. And I wanted to give like an easy argument for and an easy argument against.
Right.
So that's what they're trying to do. They're saying, not just any issue. It's like the issues that are actually being voted on by the House.
Wow.
So this is House Bill HR 958113. It says how much it costs. It says what it's for. Here's an argument in favor. Here's an argument opposed. And you can click yay or nay.
Right.
And that doesn't actually vote for the bill. I wish it did. But what it does is you can actually, when you click yay, so this is offering injured veterans fertility services. I'm going to say yes. That seems like a good thing to vote for. Oh, I haven't logged in yet. Maybe this will work. Okay. So I'm voting yes.
So you believe soldiers should get fertility support?
I believe that.
Okay. Well,
So
there you go.
Here's what it says. So the website just kept track that I said yes.
Yep.
But not only that, you can send it. You can hook it up with your representative. So my
Send it out to
representative,
Earl.
Blumenauer, I can say send message, and it will send a message along to him saying this is how I feel about
Very
that.
cool.
So it really is kind of this voting process that we want. It's just not quite official yet. But then it goes on to the next one. And so you can look at all the bills and it explains them pro and con in a pretty simple way. So I really like that this is what I feel like voting should be. And it's getting there.
Very cool. Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
All right. So then that's countable.us.
Right.
A couple more helpful things. So there's fact-checking websites. That's a good one. If you ever hear all this talk, all this jibber jabber, you know, people are saying the this and the that and everything's bad and everything's good.
Right.
You got to check them out sometimes. So there's a couple websites that seem to be very unbiased. And, you know, sometimes, you know, that's hard to do, but factcheck.org and politifact.com are two websites, and they just basically try to lay out something that someone said. Maybe it's in a speech they made or something that came out in the news.
Right.
And they say, here's what we think happened and here's why. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I've used factcheck.org, and it's fun. A lot of times they'll break down entire speeches, and they'll say how right was what they said.
A little meters sometimes, like,
yeah.
woo, liar, liar,
Yeah.
pants on fire. I think that's one thing that one of them does. So that's pretty good. You got to be informed. You got to know what people are saying.
Yep.
Okay, so another way we can maybe do a little better in the next version of democracy, or I keep saying democracy because that's what I want it to be, is that we as the people have kind of the say in what's going on.
We have the power.
We have the power.
Yeah.
Is electronic voting. So we're talking about this website, and you can almost vote, but it's not for real. It's just, you know, telling people what you think. But what if we could actually really vote electronically? You know, they have electronic voting machines, but there's a big controversy around them. They can get hacked. Who's making them? You know, is it open source software? There's a whole rabbit hole to go down. So I suggest you read up on electronic voting. I want it to happen, but it's a hard problem.
Right. So they say the same things about having the mail-in voting. How do we know?
Yeah.
How do we know it's you that's voting?
Yep.
Or how do you know that you didn't grab your grandma's vote.
Yep.
And then forge her name down on it.
Oh yeah, right. There's still a lot of issues with that too. So I think there are ways technology can help that sort of a problem,
right.
but there's also problems, obviously.
Right.
So all right. I want to mention a town wizard pick is a TED talk that I found on how to upgrade democracy. So these are all the ones we've been talking about are either things that are kind of cool or hopefully going to be like the next step. But there's a whole way to revolutionize democracy, let's say. Maybe incorporate technology way more and say that it's going to be built from the ground up and we're going to have open source government. So there's a whole big old world of how to totally redo government.
Right.
So take a look at this TED Talk. I have it in the show notes. There's a whole thing on open source governance. There's a Wikipedia article that talks about different ways people do it. There's other people that have their movements that they want to do of democracy 2.0 and they call it that. So check out some of those extra links because that's really the next step. We're gonna totally redo, democracy.
Right. Once these things start to really take hold and we start using the technological tools that we have, our ability to actually get a feeling for what people want is going to be greatly improved. I mean, hopefully.
Right. That's the idea is that a democracy is supposed to hear from all of the citizens. Right now, we don't really get to hear from all the citizens. But what if we did? What if we could? You know, what if everybody actually could give their input on things? Then you can do a lot of different things.
Yeah. We've never had anything close to a 90% turnout.
No.
And
we only get to vote, maybe once a year.
Yeah.
So anyway, I would say, why don't you guys check some of those things out? See what, as townies, we want to see what we can do with this government. We want to help it. We want to fix it. We want to support it. We want to figure out how to incorporate technology. Maybe check out open source governance. I think that's an interesting one. So tell me what you guys think.
All right. Yeah, that's right. So get in there, check it out, and play around with some of these different sites and see what you can learn.
Yeah, and tell me something that somebody lied about. Go to one of those fact check websites and say, this guy's a liar.
That's always fun. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things to do.
All right, so that brings us to the music site of the week. Music. All right, so this week's music site is unhearit.com.
Unhearit.com.
So when you have a song stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Everybody's had a song stuck.
I just have one. It's music site of the week. Music.
Oh, well, then I don't want to go to this website. I don't want to ruin that.
So tell me about this.
So this one is if you ever have a song stuck in your head and you need to get it out, this will play a different song that will get that first song out of your head.
Wow. Okay.
So here we go. Let's try a new song. We've got These Days by Nico. And this is going to definitely get stuck in your head instead of whatever it was.
Yeah, it's helping.
So far.
Music.
Okay, that one's kind of lame. Come on, give me that. Oh, this one's going to be good. Okay, give it to me. Come on. Oh, it's not working. All right. Oh, yeah, this is the one.
Okay.
Yeah, UB40.
Yep.
Now we're talking.
All right, now it's okay. I can feel leaving.
The song, music site, I can't even remember the song I had stuck in my head.
Yeah, it was something. What were we doing earlier?
I don't know. Jeez. Whatever. But so that's great. So if you ever have that song stuck in your head, go to the site.
All I can think of is Red Wine.
All right, so now I may have that song stuck in my head forever.
So it worked, and it
but then you can
okay, so we gotta keep going. Yeah, okay, got it.
All right.
Now we're moving on to Mr.
Ellsberg, side of the week. That's kind of like the music song, but very different.
Yeah, a little bit different. All right, so this week, because we're on the government 2.0, and so the thing about being a student, usually a high school student, middle school student, you don't have all of the capabilities that a regular citizen has. But the city of Gresham, where our wonderful Metro East Web Academy is located, has a program called Rad Gresham, where you can share your ideas, your big ideas with the community and see if you can rally some support behind those ideas. And they post them up on their Facebook page. And it's a pretty cool. All
right, so it looks like you can submit your rad idea.
Yep.
So you can say, here's a bunch of rad ideas. You can vote for other people's rad ideas. So it sounds like a lot of people want a community center for Gresham.
Yep. And what do I see? Number 2, a tech shop.
Nice.
Oh man, yeah,
I would definitely vote for that. So yeah, go in there and even though you can't vote necessarily, this is a great way to get out to the community, the Gresham community,
Right.
and say, here's something I care about, and here's what I think we should do.
That's right. And you can vote here. They accept your submission here as well. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that brings us finally to the security tip of the week. All right, so the security tip of this week is Apple Pay. So Apple Pay was announced and is going to be used as a payment system that we have.
Really, for apples? I mean, it's seasonal right now. We're getting a lot of apples.
Yeah, but we're going to be able to barter apples for anything else.
So like cider?
Okay. So in addition to that, Apple, the computer company, or I guess you can't even say computer company anymore, announced their Apple Pay system where you're going to be able to pay for things with your iPhone. It's actually a lot more than that and a lot different than that. So bottom line is check it out. It's going to be nice. The end goal is that you're going to be able to tap your phone to things, or you're going to be able to use your thumbprint to identify yourself, and then tap your phone. It's going to pay for things. Instead of a credit card, it's going to be more secure. It's going to be easier. It's going to be wonderful.
That's right.
The couple things I have to mention on this are, number one is it seems like good security. Sometimes things can go wrong, but it seems like they're doing a good job. Okay. So I do so far give it my stamp of approval. All right, that's a big one. But number two is that it's actually not just Apple. It seems like Apple's Apple's revolutionizing everything. This one is mostly not Apple. This one's mostly all the credit card companies. And they're all getting together because they know they need to do this. And basically everyone in the world, because credit card systems are having real trouble. So Apple Pay is nice because Apple figured out a way for them to do it on their phone. But other phone companies have already been trying to do that. And they're all going to agree on this standard. And eventually it's going to be on all the phones and all the things. It's not just Apple. So. Yeah, so it's already on a few other phones and a few other devices as well. And this is that next step. Once Apple has support, it gets a lot of support. So it's actually a good thing because it is going to move towards better security. So, just be ready for everybody to be paying with their phones. That's right. So to wrap up, get online and check out some of those ballots that are going to be on this upcoming ballot. Look at what some of your representatives are. Have they been truthful? Yeah, right. How do they land on the issues that are important to you? Right, exactly. Because they're representing you out there. This is our way to talk. And then think about how it can all be revolutionized. We're going to totally redo this with this new generation of people coming into the government. So let's make it way better. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in with us. We will see you next week on Tech Town. Take care.